Hey guys, welcome to the next episode in the Let's Play Football Manager 2013 series with Brighton. And as you can see here, we're fourth. This is February 2014 and we are fourth. I cannot explain how I've done this. Well, I think I can actually. It's through a series of great signings, at least I think it is, and very battle-hardened players. It is a bit wacky, this league. I mean, Aston Villa are 5th, Chelsea are 6th, and Southampton are 9th, and Everton are 18th, which, although is quite funny for me, does still look quite out of place. Man City, obviously the holders once again, they are, although they are actually being succeeded at the moment by Arsenal, who are first at this. Actually, no, it's over the halfway stage now, isn't it? They are doing really well. It's a good little tussle at the top there. United we're only a point behind United, although they do have a game in hand. As you can see, our goal difference comes absolutely nowhere near the top threes there. They're way ahead. And Newcastle, they're on plus 13. We're on plus 10. So, there is a little bit of a slight gap there. But this is, still for the first season, we have gone past that magical 40-point barrier. A lot of people talk about, to survive relegation, if you want to survive in this league, you have to hit 40 points. That is majority of the time the usual safety zone. Once you hit 40 points or more, majority of the time you're going to survive. So we've gone past that, and hey, we might even push for Europe. I'm not sure about a Champions League place. It's still a long time to go. Usually, as is the way with Football Manager, you do sort of tail off at the end of the season as well. It always happens to pretty much to everyone at some point. So yeah, you have to of course be wary of that. But this is how things look. So we should firstly have a look at the stats. Player stats. This just to give an overview. Papi Cisse, so it's the other Cisse this time, who is top with 17, joined with Darren Bent. I guess if you want to go with Darren Bent, and Cisse again for some reason, who's really really good. And it's Steve Morrison, which I don't get at all. I mean, I know the guy's not terrible by any means, but yeah. And then Ricky Lambert. We've got Kevin Doyle, Rasmus Falk. And obviously you may be wondering where the hell's the player? The Brighton player. There he is, Thomas Nesseth. I'll get to him in a moment. I've got Gordon Gray on player of the match. I think that kind of says it. Bizarrely, I'm always been more about attacking, but with Brighton, I'm more about the defence, which is strange. He is level joint first there with Sebastian Bassong, another former player of mine at Southampton, who I managed to go on loan, and he just was amazing. He was like great, seriously, he was amazing. Not being funny, but for a debut season in the Premier League, having just come up on your 7th in the average rating column, I mean, look how good that is. Vincent Kompany, that's nearly 8. That's astonishing. I'll show you the team then as well. In fact, no, I won't. I'll show you the transfers. How we got on with some transfers. History. So, we had a lot coming in and going out. Firstly, I sold off a load of players just to get free up the wage budget and the transfer budget. Okay, I admit I'd let one or two people go here. Romain Vincelot, or whatever he's called, Will Hoskins, Marcus Painter, Gary Dicker, Roland Bergkamp, who I believe is the son-in-law or like great cousin or something of Dennis Bergkamp. I don't know what he is. He is related. I don't know exactly. If you Wikipedia his name, it will come up. Let Casper Anker, I can never say this guy, Ankergren, or however you say his name, let him go. The fans weren't too happy about that. Craig McHale Smith went to Leeds for $2 million. Now, there is method in my madness, as I will come to that in a moment. Kazinga Lualawa, he's on loan at Watford. I'll get to these. And these are the signings. Now, usually when you come up, you do have to take a bit of a hit. You do, especially when obviously having just come up, you do go a bit crazy with the transfer fees. I thought, I'd done quite well, but clearly not on some of these. But, it's the worth taking a chance on some. So unfortunately, some didn't work, but, we'll get to them. You may see this guy here. This is Frederic. I hate pronouncing bloody foreign names. Frederic Samaritano, who's French, and he's currently on loan at Stoke. He was a player. Now, these are the type of players I like to take gambles on. £5,000. I thought, why not? It's worth a go. I think I found it on FM Base or FM Scout or something. I can't exactly remember the page, but it was like I just typed in FM 13 either Wonder Kids or FM good players for Championship, for example. Use your intuition. Google is your friend. I cannot stress that enough. If you're struggling with FM, Google FM Base, FM Scouts, all these forums, really good help. Then this guy's been a great one, much better one. And I don't know what it is with me and Sierra Leoneans, if that's what they are, but I can get some great get some quality out of people from Sierra Leone. For those who remember the Soccer AM, the short-lived Soccer AM series, for those who are quite new to the channel, if you look one of my most viewed videos is Soccer AM in Football Manager 2012, and as a bit of a joke, I took hold of them and put them in the like Southern Conference League or something, and I got them to the main conference, but I couldn't really take them further than that. But I signed a player from Sierra Leone, which is one of the most poverty-stricken, if not the poorest country in the world, or at least was at one point. It's horrendously poor, and it's almost it's really well known. I remember in secondary school, we got a really made guilty about these people, because they went through like a big civil war, and it's an infamously impoverished country. So much so that really they should not have a football team, and here they do. But they've got a player here, Rodney Strasser, and he's been great. I signed him from AC Milan. The wages are a little bit steep, but he is obviously real. I believe he's real anyway. And he's done quite well. I'll get to him in a moment. Simon Church, this was one to gamble one from Reading. I thought it'd personally be better than what he is. I realise, obviously, some of these players signing for the Premier League, obviously, bear in mind, they didn't have a ginormous budget at the start. I was just looking for someone with a bit of Premier League experience who would, do well for us. But thankfully, I didn't really need him, and he does want to leave. So, as I say, you do take a gamble on these people. This guy's probably one of my best signings, if not my best signings. He has played for Napoli before. He is Mariano Bogliacino, I think is how you pronounce it. Has played in that Napoli team with Cavani and Hamsik and all that. And he is very good. He's old. Well, I say old. He's oldish. He's 33. Or I think on the start of the game, he's probably like 31 there or something. But very, very good. He gets... you can see the amount of goals there. 8 goals. That's not bad at all. He's Uruguayan. He's really good. I think as a sort of experienced first-team player, this guy's fantastic. Cannot recommend him enough. And this is the first major big signing. Sebastian Larsson. This was a real treat. I managed to get him on transfer, really reduced price. Sunderland put him up for transfer. Managed to get him for less than £1 million. So that was really decent. Obviously, he's got an absolutely fantastic delivery on him, and you really can't go wrong. Someone, I remember certain commentators describing him as being the best set piece taker in the Premier League at one point. Although I completely disagree with that. I thought he's still pretty decent. And then the guy you've seen here, this is Tomas Nesid, or Nechid, I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's Czech. And I've got him on loan from CSKA Moscow, and he has done very, very well indeed. His average rating is above 7. If you can get the average rating above 7, 7.1, you're doing pretty damn well for yourself. 5 assists and 6 goals. I think he's done quite well, and a lot of them came at the start. Then Colin Kazan-Richards, I brought him back to Brighton. This was a bit of a fail. I didn't really use him, to be honest. He wasn't as good as I thought. It was a gamble, didn't really work, I'll be honest. And then this is the big major signing. Alexander Butner, the Man United player, of course. And he was up for sale from Man United. And if you are looking for players, it's like, oh, Joe, I'm struggling to find players. Honestly, go to the transfer window. There's always players, especially at the start. Recognisable players. It's a bit harder when everyone is a regen. But if you just simply go to transfer status is transfer list. Look at that. There's Leighton Baines. Okay, admittedly, you're probably not going to be able to afford him, and Everton will probably put a high price up. Gabriel Bonhorst at City, I tried to buy him, and he want £20 million for him. I don't understand. Yeah, there's Courtois, for example. Chelsea probably will want a substantial fee for him. Yeah, they're asking price. Usually the bigger clubs put stupid asking prices on him. The more reasonable clubs don't tend to. Look, there's Gignac. I very nearly signed Gignac. They're asking price, and so you bear in mind their asking price. His value is 4 million. Yet they want him for less than 3. That's how much they want to get rid of him. And you'll always find some decent players. And obviously, you've got your scouts out in there. And obviously, anyone you recognise is Bebe. Who else? Bradley Johnson, Philip Mexes, Danny Simpson, Sergio Garcia. He's a golfer, isn't he? yeah, so that's where I'd recommend looking. That's where I got Butner and a few other players as well. Larson, Sotiris Kyrgios. This is a bit of a fail. Well, it wasn't really a fail. He wants to leave the club. Couldn't really find a place for him, as just Dunk and Greer are just machines. They are as unbelievably good. And then Albert Crusoe got on loan from Wigan. Personally think he is a lot better than his report would have you believe. Hasn't played a great deal, but when he does play, he does a good shift, and his match fit. I've never really managed to get his match fitness all the way up top, which is a bit weird. And then this guy, this was again, wasn't really a fail. He's back at Inter now. We only loaned him for half a season. It's called Lorenzo Tassi. He had 5-star rating. Bear in mind though, he is only 18. I was looking for another Samed Yezel. Didn't really work. Although, to be fair to him, if we just look at his history, he played here. He only made the one appearance. I didn't really, again, have sort of the match. I couldn't find the perfect match to throw him in. So I was a little bit stuck. And here we go, finally, with the January transfers. These big transfers, I managed to get a little bit more money through, obviously, being higher in the Premier League. And obviously, players seeing that I was able to get these for the first time because I was so high up. Mario Suarez, Christ, I can't speak today. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Mario Suarez, now this guy I'm a big fan of. He's a very, very good centre mid. I've only just bought him in, so obviously giving me a break with the match fitness. But he is a key member of the first squad. I'm very excited to have him on loan. I had a few more spaces available, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to get these bastards on loan. Sergio Canales, who I bought for my Liverpool team on FM12. He didn't last very long. He only lasted a couple of seasons, but he is still a very, very, very good young player. And I'm hoping maybe to even buy him if we get some more money. Again, key member of the squad, Sergio Canales, definite recommendation. And the big signing, someone who on FM12 absolutely teared me apart every single game. He was an absolute nemesis on FM12. I hated him. He played for Arsenal. He would score and score and score and score against me. He would just not stop scoring. And he was one of the biggest pain in my asses in the early days of the All-Regen Liverpool series. Nasser Chadli, or Nasser, I think it's Nasser, isn't it? Nasser Chadli, very good Belgian player. Really do rate this guy. He is 4.5 stars again on the report. So 4 million worth a shot. He's young as well. Again, Man United seem to be letting all their players go. I don't get it. Anyway, so I'm sure you're begging me to wondering now. How did I do all this? Well, let's go over it. We started off, believe it or not, with another game against Man United, and we won at Old Trafford. Don't ask me how this happened. Well, I mean, you can clearly see on the side there trying to snap all our players. For wretched results against United in the past, but I can't stop beating them now. This is Orlandi's goal here. I'll show you in a second. 46th minute. Strasser got injured on his debut, which wasn't very good. But here goes Buckley. Again, it's just Will Buckley with his superb runs at Nessid. I don't know what on earth happened there. And then missed the ball. Fletcher, slight lucky break. Orlandi scoring. And, Brighton has shut down Man United superbly. Gordon Greer again. Unbeatable. He is a phenomenon. Absolutely phenomenal player. And once again, a victory for Man United. So the best starts of the season we could ever have. And then 2-0 against Stoke. This is the first home game. Naturally, promoted teams are very buoyant at home on their first game at home. So, I wouldn't, go and think, oh God, this game's broken because we won 2-0 against Stoke at home. Orlandi's corner having a big part to play in the opening start of the season here with the goals. And there's Bogliacino with his first ever goal. And he put a few more in than that. Bruno with a strange tap of the foot. I don't know what he was doing there. Bear in mind, obviously, at this point in the season, I was still building a team. I was seeing what Butner and all this were like. But Orlandi's, as I say, he's another good little player. Obviously, got Alexander Butner backing him up as well. Also, a bit more attacking in this game. Orlandi whipping the ball in, and there's Thomas Nessid to score his first goal. So he had one first goal for it was Bogliacino and one for Nessid. So that worked very, very well indeed. And then we played AFC Wimbledon. Simon Church grabbing 2 goals on El Abd, also scoring there in the Capital One Cup third round. 2-1 against West Ham at Upton Park. We just kept going. Bridcut and El Abd. I don't know what happened. We just couldn't stop. I mean, I don't think, to be honest, apart from the Man United game, we had a particularly difficult start to the season. All winnable. Lewis Dunk with the winner against Wolves at the Amex, and also an own goal beat Wigan at the Amex, and finally the run of home games there ending with Tassie's only goal for us. To be fair, he did score. I started them against Southampton in the Capital One Cup. I thought this was the time to start him. Earlier was talking about the league. I couldn't really find it, because every game's hard, especially when you've just come up. But this was the perfect opportunity to play him, because I got a bit excited when I saw like a 5-star player. I thought this will be great. But he didn't turn out to be like all that incredible. Thomas Kuchak has really stepped up his game. I know I said in the FA Cup final video, I want to sign a new goalkeeper. I think that's got nothing really to do with the goalkeeper. I think that was really just the game being just broken. Still, I'm still seeing all over forums and the FM subreddit, people saying, is this game better? Yeah, is it fixed? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, good little ball from Church, as you'll see now. Okay, maybe it's not Church, but now I thought that was the goal then, never mind. And that actually, that was strange that actually had gone in there. And the goalkeeper, once again, I really don't know what they're doing, but Tassie knocks it in and, scored on his debut. You can't argue with the young Italian 18-year-old. Very, very good from him. 0-0 against then Norwich, came back down to earth a bit. Larson didn't really have that great a game, and then we were on a bit of a losing streak. We lost 2-1 to Southampton. Nested scoring again, but fortunately we couldn't really continue. And then I just thought, here we go, we're gonna ball down the table. 2-0 at home to Fulham, not very good, and then 3-0 at the Emirates. I really wasn't expecting much there. I think I may have even instant resulted that one. But we bounced back with a Capital One Cup victory over West Ham, which is good. West Ham aren't exactly having a lot of luck against us at the moment. But at least Southampton got a bit of revenge for that defeat earlier. So here we go. I'll show you the goals now against West Ham. Obviously, bear in mind that I say the team was still, there were certain players still coming into the team and all that. So coming and going. Also, still needed to decide, who was the better player. Obviously, I know Butner and Buckley and Larson, etc. They were all obviously going to be first team players, but obviously it was just trying to find the right balance. Now, what I love is how anytime it blatantly on the 3D match engine looks like a player has been snapped, they look like it's snapped, and the text goes, "That's a great sliding tackle," and it's like, hang on, the player's fallen over. It looks like he's been snapped. But yeah, this is that was in the 50-something minute. This is basically the last kick of the game. We were on overload. Here goes Craig McHale-Smith. Plays into Jake Forster-Caskey, who's a very young player, and he scores that with 30 seconds to go. Unbelievable. Kept us in it, and we went on to obviously go and win with the goal in extra time, which as you can see here now. Again, strange free kick, tap of the foot thing. I don't know what that is. I haven't told the players to do anything like that. And yeah, here we go now. There goes Buckley again. Nope, it's not. I can't remember all the goals. I will be honest. I am struggling to remember every single goal. And at this point, my heart was in my mouth thinking, God, Kuchak, don't make a mess. But he sort of didn't. Forster-Caskey sort of wins that 50-50. At least we still had possession. And as you can see here in a moment, we will go on and score. Very, very long highlights. Now, this was lucky. Obviously, I talk about how 50-50s, I don't really like it. But Butner, good goal, getting forwards. That's his first goal. Strange celebration. And a very big one at that. So, 2-0 against Everton. Bogliacino and an own goal there. My mic's going all over the place. Yeah, Bogliacino again scoring. And then the most amazing victory, really, against Manchester City at Eastlands. This is possibly one of the best victories I've ever had on Football Manager. I cannot believe this still happened. We'll go over this one now. They've got certain players. They've got Sandro, which is strange. Obviously, Maicon still going, which I still don't get. A lot of people really don't rate him. Nasri pulling it back. Toure, Aguero. I mean, at that point, that's 12 minutes in, and I was really fearing the worst. I was like, this is going to end badly. Very, very, very badly. Then 6 minutes later, they got a penalty. Tevez slotting that one away. It's 2-0. Yeah, it's at Eastlands. I'm thinking this is going to be a mauling. We make it just to half time. I'm thinking maybe if we can just sneak a goal before half time. So last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, they'll put us on attacking. And here goes Nested. He beats Company, and he gets that. The goalkeeper's. I hate to use the term, but he spazzed out there. I know you kids like to use that phrase. I don't know what happened there. The graphics seems to go a bit weird. I'm thinking, okay, and we were in the ascendancy for most of the second half. And you go Buckley with a super ball to Victor and Ichibi, and I know Victor doesn't really have that pace in real life, but we managed to pull it back to 2-2, and I still don't know how I managed to do it. We contained City, and we just kept getting them on the counter. So at this point, I set it back to defence. I think it was counter, yeah. So I kept setting it back to counter, attack, counter, attack, counter. Bit of defence. That was just a hopeful ball from Crofts. I mean, I talk about luck. And at this point, I'm just like, fucking scream, and put it in. That's 10 minutes to go. Victor and Ichibi goes and does that. Now, I talk about luck. How the game hasn't given us any, especially with things like that. The goalkeeper doing something like that. He essentially lets it hit him, and he sort of jumps and misses it. I don't know what the hell that's about. But once again, another signal that the game engine. I'm not going to say. I'm going to rethink what I said earlier. It's not the game that's broken. It's the game engine. The game engine is horrifically broken. The game itself is all right, I think, overall. I think there's obviously still a few blotches that need to be sorted, but that's standard with Football Manager. You just got to get used to it. But the game engine is just broken beyond all recognition. And obviously, some you win, some you lose, and there's a win right there. With a little bit of help from the game, we managed to beat City at Eastlands. Incredible. 1-0 against Newcastle. Victor again scoring. Remember this great run he went on. We beat Forest with the help of an own goal, a lot of own goals. And then QPR, we still couldn't fucking beat QPR. Bogliacino and Anichebe again scoring. And then we got through to the Capital One Cup quarterfinals. Tommy Nessid, 2 goals against Fulham. I'm thinking at this point we can go all the way here. 3-0 against West Brom. Greer, Larson and Anichebe. Victor, he's scoring goals, man. You can't complain. 2-2 against Chelsea. I'll speed up the results now as this video is quite long. It's going to take fucking ages to upload. Orlandi and Bogliacino. 3-2 against Villa. Barnes, Crucial getting a goal there, and Bogliacino once again scoring. You're starting to see, the amount of goals he is indeed scoring. Not too many losses. That's the difference. We had this little blip. Well, it's like blip. That's quite. That's a stamp of red there. But got revenge against Fulham. 1-1 against Tottenham. Ashley Barnes scoring. He sort of picked himself up a bit here. Crofts and Strasser with the win over Liverpool. And I'm not going to say any more about that. No, seriously though. That was really weird. I didn't instant result that. I literally, by the way, instant results. I talk about instant results. Nice little way, to help you along occasionally if you really do want to get to a certain point. Wouldn't recommend doing it all the time, but it's a nice little feature to have. 0-0 against Man United. Couldn't keep up the win. Running streak against United, especially wants to win this one at home. Strasser got himself sent off, didn't really help us, but we managed to scrape a 0-0. 2-0 against Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup third round. Ashley Barnes scoring 2. And then we got United once again in the Capital One Cup semi-final. So really some good runs in the cups at the moment. Really doing well. We're having some fun with the Manchester teams. This was 1-1. And it's, I don't know what it's doing here. Hang on. It's completely crashed. There you go. It's going to go into laggy mode. Hang on. There we go. So you can see Victor and Ichibi actually did put us in front. And I was thinking, yes, maybe we can actually go and embarrass them maybe. But obviously Calderon got himself sent off later on. And that whole plan went out the freaking window. This is Victor's goal though. In a moment, obviously, bear in mind the highlights are very, very extended. So, again, just these strange goal kicks. I think it does lead to it. There's Tassie. Though this, the Capital One Cup give him a chance. And once again, goal kicks, goalkeepers, once again, completely and utterly stupid. But Victor Ichibi keeps up his great run of form. Also, form, it's just goal scoring run, I guess. And it just keeps crashing. Why does it keep crashing? So there you go. Kruchak with not the best goal kick in the world. Actually, that was alright. Cross won it. And Ichibi just didn't want to win it. And yeah, obviously, 1-1. I'm thinking we've beat them before at Old Trafford. Maybe we can do it again. We will see. Well, here goes Valencia once again. People talk about, is the wingers overpowered? Not sure, but to be fair, he does really well then. It's an easy tap in for Wayne Rooney. And once again, we are going to see the damn thing crash, aren't we? No, I say go back. Oh, don't listen to me. There you go. 1-1 against West Ham. Still haven't beaten us, West Ham, which is good. All Andy with the goal. Lots of injuries and stuff you see here. Now, this is where draws start to happen, which I weren't too disappointed in. Bogliacino 2-2 draw at Stoke, as well as Butner also scoring. And then, unfortunately, couldn't get to the Capital One Cup final as Cross got himself sent off. I think the refs are biased. Not really. It was poor play. Tassi lived to regret that. Didn't really work. Didn't play him again. I thought the Capital One Cup, I've got to give him a go. He's fired to that potential. He's got to have something, but now they were up for that. We weren't. Simple as that. Now we played York City in the FA Cup, Bridcut and HB and Orlandi with the goals. And a super game here against Wolves 4-3. Bogliacino scoring with Nessids buying himself a hat-trick. We've just lost to Wigan 2-1, which is a bit of a shame. I played Suarez, Canales, obviously, and Chadley. It's a big change there. I need to be scoring, but I think we were 1-0 up, and that's right. We were 1-0 up, and we lost 2-1. I was thinking, we're going to come back, and we didn't, because I'm very confident in this team to come back. But that is starting to slowly wane now, and I think I'm hoping we don't go on a bit of a losing streak again, as they are potentially dangerous. So you need to, I might as well show the goal while we're here. Is that the DW are on a really good run of form. There's Buckley. Anichebe again with the blistering pace, which he doesn't really have in real life. Okay, he's not slow by any means. He's not that quick, trust me. There you go, Chadley. He's his highly anticipated debut. So that is how everything stands at the moment. We are fourth. Can we even possibly nick a Champions League place? We're not going to win the league. That's a given. Can we possibly nick a Champions League place in our first season in the Premier League? I place your bets now. I will see you then in May to see how we get on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then. So goodbye for now.